Welcome to the Legally Speaking podcast. I'm your host, Rob Hanna. For today's one-off minisode, I'm delighted to be joined by Chris Pensa, the founder of Pensa Events, and our very own legal recruitment consultant and founder of the Legal Update, Adam North. So a very big welcome both.
Hello.
Hello, thanks, Rob.
Chris, coming to you first, can you perhaps tell our listeners a bit about you and what Pensa Events does?
Sure. So I'm a corporate events consultant, and Pensa Events really aims to provide our clients, who tend to be high-profile legal firms, with a really unique string to their bow when it comes to client engagement, client entertainment, and business development. So it's a difficult thing, I think, if you're a partner or a senior associate on the front line. You know, you have all of your legal work that is quite demanding, and you also have to develop relations with your existing clients and new ones. That is a challenge that we are really sort of trying to take a creative approach to.
Good stuff. Maybe just to give the listeners a bit of a flavour, what are some of the sort of highlight events you've done in the past? Yeah, give us a bit more of a flavour of that.
We're living in very difficult, challenging times at the moment. So without question, the last 6 months has been dominated by the global pandemic. And obviously at the beginning of this year, for all of our clients, it was a very difficult time to think about how they were going to engage their clients in a very, very uncertain world. We jumped on that very quickly, and rather than get stuck in the fact that we've got lots of obstacles in our way, we use those obstacles as stepping stones. And we put together a really interesting, inspiring and creative selection of virtual events, which are far beyond the kind of run-of-the-mill virtual wine tastings, et cetera, And we really tried to sort of drill down into the way we always do with our clients, even before the pandemic, was start with a blank piece of paper and really kind of work out who our clients are trying to reach, what their interests and objectives are, and to sort of really tailor something very bespoke to who they are. One of our most popular events pre-lockdown was our street art walking tours, for example, during the summer months. Those are always extremely popular. And my background before I became an events consultant was I was a British art expert and auctioneer at Sotheby's. So my interest and expertise in the art world really kind of came into its own there. And through lockdown, when it was very difficult to kind of even think about engaging clients face to face, we very quickly created a fully live, fully virtual street art walking tour, which has really sort of taken off in lockdown. I think it's a really unique way to spend 45 minutes with your clients on a Zoom call. And let's face it, we all became very comfortable with Zoom very quickly. So it was a really great way for clients to kind of offer their clients something interesting to come to and to sort of engage with. And it's been super popular. So that's one of our most popular events of late. But we've got so much on the go with different clients in different sectors.
Yeah, no, and that sounds super interesting. I would particularly like to take part in that one by the sounds of things. Adam, coming to you, you don't seem to sit still at the moment. You seem to be launching initiative after initiative and becoming a regular feature on the show. What's this all about then?
Chris and I connected on LinkedIn quite a while back and have been in conversation for a while. And I think what really resonated between the two of us was that focus of doing more and doing more for our clients and doing more for the stakeholders that we work with. And kind of going back to what Chris said about creating what he does, creating a blank canvas and really drilling down into what people are looking for and enable to offer an experience that is completely different, unlike anything else in the market. And I think it was coming together of minds of realizing that our roles are very much his as an arts consultant and us as a recruitment consultant, so to speak, are in the position of a fixer, I guess you could say, in terms of we engage our clients and help them with problems. They're different problems, but there's definitely synergies between them and about kind of doing more for clients. And it kind of went from there, really. I was really intrigued to hear about all the things that Chris does. And it's kind of growing from there and really kind of looking to offer something that's a little bit unique and a little bit different in the market to our clients in the legal space.
Great stuff. And then, Chris, just picking up on that then, why would you say this sort of bespoke business development, if you want, is better than perhaps the mass corporate events that we've seen churned out time and time again?
I mean, I think as a general rule in life, the approach you take to anything that's kind of bespoke and tailored, the more fruitful the outcome, in my experience. I mean, if you take a corporate event, for example, where you may invite 500 people, although it's hard to imagine events of that scale happening anytime soon again. But if you imagine that model, how many people, if you're an individual partner or you're an executive or whatever, how many people can you actually engage with meaningfully in what is probably a few hours? It's certainly not 50 people. You may be able to sort of hand out 50 business cards. But how meaningful is that really? It's actually much better to be much more targeted about who you want to invite to a particular experience, rather than just taking the approach of saying, okay, we've got 100 spaces, let's just invite 300 people and see which ones turn up. That's a fairly scattergun approach. And we've just found, as our clients have over the years, that by working much more closely with them and really sort of listening to what they actually want to achieve and who they want to engage with, we can really tailor invitations that actually appeal, and they do get positive responses. I mean, we have a hit rate of about 85% acceptance rates on the invitations that our clients send out. Whereas if you think about how scattergun it can be when you're just sort of trying to put bums on seats, that's quite a different thing. The approach we take really kind of yields pretty good results for our clients. We've shown that over the years many, many times. And actually, I think the last 6 months and lockdown and the sort of new world that we're facing could actually be seen as a real positive moment to look at the way we've all done things in the past and really give some thought and care to looking at how we do things in the future. So I feel really positive about the fact that actually what we've learned in the last 6 months is going to put those clients who perhaps are more progressively minded in a really strong position for the future to create something really quite unique.
Great stuff. And Adam, as we look to wrap up, how can people, if this sounds quite interesting, it's very obvious that you're well equipped to operate during COVID in terms of virtual events and what Chris was saying earlier, but how can people learn more, or how can people get in touch if they've been inspired or interested to sort of want to get involved with these bespoke events?
You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm particularly active, or on my email address, which is on the website page. I'm sure we'll put a link in the description. There's no point in me reading it out. Happy to talk about it and any ideas can people have and things like that. I think the key thing is engagement, and making people is kind of the reason behind bespoke events is kind of really getting engagement up and doing what people want. And I think the only way you can really do that is by actually listening to people and hearing about the things they're interested in and kind of tailor things around that. But yeah, reach me on LinkedIn or via my email and I will get back to you and have a chat.
Great stuff. Well, Chris, Adam, thanks so much for your time. Wishing you the best of luck with this new initiative. Super, super exciting. I think the legal sector needs something refreshing to look forward to. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. But for now, thanks once again, both. Over and out.
Thanks, Rob.
Cheers, Rob.